Okay, I've been asked to do another drone of a neighborhood. So here's a typical neighborhood here in the villages. We're going to do a drone shot kind of from the air between 200 and 300 feet mostly. Half of it's probably about 100 to 120 feet, but you get a general idea toward late summer what the villages does look like. And the traffic that you see on the roads, as you can see in the summer, it's not bad at all. Also in this video, I'm going to show you how swimming pools that have been custom installed in people's houses, how they are heated by solar. That's how most of them are done. Not every one of them are done this way, but most of them do have solar heating to keep the water at a certain temperature level on the installed swimming pools at a person's private residence. So as you can see here, grass is green. We've had a lot of rain this year. I won't say more than normal, but it's been raining pretty average every day. And the hurricane season has been pretty active, which brings in more rain. And they're talking this next weekend, I guess, there's two storms coming in that is going to come into the Gulf, which is probably going to dump some more rain, which is good for our yards. We don't have to water them when it rains like that. And as you can see, it's just a sea of homes. No matter where you go in the villages, it's a sea of homes. It's Lake Deaton way over yonder. And as we kind of move around here, typical golf cart going down the road, you see some neighborhood cul-de-sacs tucked in here and there. There's a golf course. Pretty average for most neighborhoods in the villages to be lined with at least one golf course. Not all villages are, but it's not uncommon for one to be that way. The homes that are lined around the golf course, those are premium lots. It's not unusual to go to any country club area and look at a lot that backs up to a golf course, and the lot alone will cost you between $100,000 to $180,000 just for the lot. So any of these homes along a golf course, anywhere in the villages, is going to be more pricier than that same home somewhere else. Now, the one thing I should point out for those that don't know, every house here comes with a watering system in your yard, several zones. My yard has 4 zones. A larger yard could have 5 or maybe even 6 zones. The water comes from the water retention areas or swamps. You can see bottom left, there's a swamp. On the top left, toward the middle of the screen, is another water retention area. To the right, on the golf course, is another water retention area. And clear to the back of the golf course in the center of your screen is another, and there's more water retention areas to the back of that neighborhood. All those retention areas, water comes. There's one there on the right. They're all over the place. Water to waters your grass in your yard comes from wherever you live, comes from one of those water retention ponds. That's why you end up getting 2 water bills. You'll get one water bill for non-potable water, and then you get another water bill for city water or potable water. And that's because the water that comes from those retention ponds has one bill, one metered bill, and the water that goes to your house has another water bill, a metered bill. So it's just something to be aware of when you move here. Some of those watered areas also are protected areas, wildlife protected areas. And you don't want to go out there and play games out there because they take it serious. You can't go out there and cut trees, bushes. You can't go out there and spray mosquito spray around a protected area. That's all got to be done by licensed people. There was a story in the Villages News a couple days ago about somebody went out and was spraying mosquito spray in the back of his house in a protected area, and I don't know if he was arrested or got a severe fine, but you just can't do that. You have to call a person that's licensed to do that. You can spray on your own property, I think, but you can't go into a protected area and spray anything in there because of the wildlife, the natural wildlife that Florida has. Always remember that wildlife was here first, so it's protected. Now, there's 2 houses there with 2 swimming pools on the back of the house. I'm going to try to fly over that one because I can see. You got to be very careful when you're doing this because I don't want people to think that I'm spying on anything, and I'm not. I just want to get a picture. I already know that there's nobody in the pool, so I checked it out before I started flying over there. So, don't freak out. And I'm going to have to get turned around here so I can get a good side view of that solar heating that's there. That black area you see on top of that house, that's what heats the water for that pool. When I get over there, I'll go down and I'll get a little bit better shot so you can see how it works. There's a pump. If you look on the ground just below those black screens there, you'll see a water pump on the ground. That water brings the water from the pool and pumps it up. You can see the black piping that comes up to the roof. And then it goes off to, be our left. And if you look hard enough, you can look into screens, below the black screens, and you'll see black water pipes going back and forth underneath of that screen. And then it goes down the other pipe and back into the swimming pool. And that's how most of the solar heating is done on swimming pools at your house. Now, some areas has a gas backup in the wintertime when it's very, very cloudy out and you may not have the solar that you need to keep the pool as warm as you would like it. So they have a gas heating pump of some kind, and that's how they can heat the water. My area is all electric, so I think here they would have a backup system that's an electric heater, which I don't know how expensive that is, but I do know the electricity here compared to Indiana is very reasonable. My wife even says it's cheap. Indiana would cost us twice as much as what we pay here. So there you go. You have to check it out yourself. Now there's another pool. This one's along the golf course. And there again, you can see the black screens on top of the house. If you look enough, you'll see the pipes going. They kind of run them along the edge of the house there, along with the gutter line. So it doesn't look as intrusive, but it goes all the way around the back of the house and down the other side. There's another one. You can see the black pipe going around the edge of the house and up to it. And then, of course, under the screen, it goes back and forth there. And then, of course, the black screen absorbs the heat. Black absorbs the heat a lot. And it heats the water and puts it back in the pool. And it's very efficient because I've talked to people that have swimming pools and asked them if it actually worked as well as it's supposed to. A lot of them tell me that in the middle of the summer, they actually really need to shut it off because it makes the pool too hot. And it's like a bathtub. You may like that, you may not, but they actually shut it off so the pool can cool down a little bit, which I think is interesting. And so here we are. A lot of people don't like the idea of these homes being so close together. And if you're not used to it, it is kind of a distraction. I know from Indiana, everybody's got an acre yard or 2 acre yard. But here's the thing. You're retired. Do you want to spend your time every weekend like you did when you worked mowing grass? I don't. Trimming bushes all day long? I don't. I like the idea of a smaller yard, easier to take care of, and I hire my work done when I'm on vacation or when I take a camper for a trip. It's cheaper to hire somebody in a smaller yard than a bigger yard, and it's easier. So that's just my take on it. You may or might not like that, but remember, Villages isn't for everybody, but it's a nice place, very clean, very neat, and I think it's the safest city in Florida to date. There you go.